Worldwide movement, peace, love, respect. Big King Sadiq hollering at you one more again. All right, folks, listen, thank you so much. I love you all. Thank you for helping to continue to build the worldwide movement, peace, love, respect. Please continue to like, share, subscribe, and let's continue to build this movement steadily, right? All right. Please, please, folks, do not allow yourselves to be drawn into a low vibrational frequency state by looking at the news 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day. You're going to see just exactly the picture they're trying to paint. The picture of misery, pain, and hate, the constant war stories, everything to build up your fear factor and to get you into the lowest vibrational frequency state possible. Now, am I saying you should just go into some cave and be completely unaware of what's going on in the world? No, I'm not. I'm saying you should not allow yourself to be swamped by the same agenda being flooded into your psyche all day long. You want to look at the mainstream media, multimedia news, on the mainstream channels. Look at it once, right? And then if you need to check on news the rest of the day, don't keep allowing them to to force feed you that agenda, right? And we know that we can call it an agenda because we know that most of these news channels are giving you scripted news, right? Because they're all essentially owned by the same group of corporations under the same corporate banner, right? And all serving the same agenda. Now, the issue is that if you just allow yourself to only absorb that, your mentality will be exactly where they steer it to, right? Look at the mainstream news if you need to, and then follow that up with some free thinking, independent research that you can easily find. Looking online, man, looking into international news sources, right? Uh, Looking into as many independent news sources as possible, and don't fall for the ridiculous line of, oh, only take the news we give you because everything else is misinformation and disinformation. Folks, that's the misinformation and disinformation, okay? If you all day are absorbing doom and gloom, what do you think your daily outlook is going to be, right? How do you think you're going to feel about life in general? And as much as they may be reporting on the drama that they want you to see in the world, believe, know that around the world, what they're not talking about on the news is the fact that so many people are waking up. So many people are forming groups, right? Conscious groups, and taking mature, compassionate action. Never violence, because what does that solve? That's what we're trying to move away from. We're not on a campaign to spark up any violence, right? We're trying to increase peace, love, respect, and realize that we've got a whole lot more commonality amongst us on this planet than we do things that differ, right? And how childishly and foolishly throughout our history we've allowed the socially economic elite to steer us into constant conflict with one another, right? So that we would remain distracted and not focused on the way that we have been allowing them to rule the world, right? It's time for all that to end now, right? That's the good news for the masses. And it's an explanation of why you see the panic button truly hit by those who have been in power in the world, right? Yes, they're going to resort to warfare and whatever violent, desperate means or acts that they can come up with, right? But what they're not showing you on the news is that people waking up everywhere, organizing everywhere, are standing up, right? And saying no. Things are not going back to the way that they were when we were all just unaware people who the socially economic elite have so successfully manipulated throughout the annals of history, throughout time on this planet. Folks, the amount of time that humanity has allowed itself to be dominated by a group of socially economic elites is major. We're not talking about a few decades or even a few centuries. We're talking about millennia. So, for us to be coming into the knowledge of that and then choosing sovereignty and to free ourselves from that, to these socially economic elite, well, that's Armageddon. That's the end of it for them. That is why you're seeing that narrative being pumped out of Hollywood and, you know, so many other sources in recent years because that's literally their mentality. Oh no, what are we going to do? They're all literally waking up. This is it. This is the end. Oh no. Oh yes. Yes, it's time for us all to wake up, right? And to choose the direction we want our planet to move forward and for us to forge the paradigm, the new way that the world works, and not to have that dictated to us, right? To no longer be subjugated to someone else's vision, but as free thinking, sovereign human beings, right? To decide and to forge our own way forward for ourselves and our families, right? We deserve that. We've earned that. And we're taking it. Know that that is happening. Don't believe the hype. Don't let them fool you. Huh? Brother Bob would say, don't let them fool you. Oh yeah. I certainly don't do it justice, but the theme is just as relevant and powerful right now today. Don't let them fool you. Folks, there's a reason why they put so much time, energy, and effort, why they utilize so many people, places, things, situations, and scenarios to control your mind, because the power truly always has, does, and always will rest with the people. So their effort is always to control the minds of the people. But that paradigm is over with. We think for ourselves. We decide for ourselves. We create our own beautiful vision of the future forward. A new paradigm of peace, love, respect. A high vibrational frequency paradigm where we do away with the ills of war and the fierce society that only embraces misery, pain, and hate. Goodbye. Worldwide movement. Peace, love, respect. here to stay. I love you all. Thank you. Big King Sadiq.